But as far as the lion and the fox, uh, well, isn't human behavior complex? Aren't we all imperfect? Aren't we all flawed? Aren't we all full of strengths and weaknesses? And the way I see it is when I saw it the most, like right on my face, like where I couldn't ignore it, is when I became a parent and when I had to teach my kids something and they didn't want to, they just didn't want to take my advice or they didn't want to do the thing. And it's like, why should I do chores? Why should I do homework? Why should I do this? And there begins the struggle of I want to persuade, I want to change their habit, their behavior, the way they see things, the way they plan things, the way they wish things. And it's all like, and how, which is the best way, and what worked for one kid didn't work for the other kid. And there began my my struggle and my yearning to delve deeper into two aspects. What
Oh,
is,
that's
yeah, the human behavior, the psychology,
yeah.
and two, what does it mean to be a Christian? Because that also is just as perplexing as trying to raise kids and try to understand the concept of like, how do I change them?
Yeah. Well, and I think that's a great. I love that, Alex, because being a parent, you go from lion to fox. I mean, when they're a toddler, it's like you're gonna go to bed. You're just it's just parental lioning. You're gonna do this, you're gonna do that, and then they become teenagers and young adults, and it's like you're very much in fox mode because there's not a lot of lion moves you can make anymore. And if you make a lion move, sometimes it'll turn out really poorly. So it's I love taking parenting and putting that into the fox lion dynamic. It's really helpful.
Did you
How
say,
about
Alex, how do I change them?
yeah?
Well, yes. I mean, believe it or not, I mean, it sounds hard, but as a parent, what I want is so this is I'm going to try to explain what I meant because I know it sounds really harsh. Um, and I had a rough childhood. I didn't have, but anyways, that's I don't want to change the conversation. But yes, I do want. So I do want my kids to be as productive and as kind and loving and with a good work ethic and yearning for knowledge and to better themselves, to be good Christians, and to, well, who is Christ, right? To learn the scriptures, to want to know the scriptures, all that. I mean, how can I not say I want to change them into that? The $1 million question is, how is the best approach? Because that's what I would desire. Now, reality and my wants and my plans and my desires are two different things.
Yeah, I don't. That's the. I don't think I've had two. I have two adult children now, both in their 20s, middle 20s. Um, I honestly don't think that thought ever crossed my mind once. That I've ever thought about how do I change them. It was always been more. I guess if I had a metaphor, it'd be more like maintaining a house plant. It,
Are you
you
talking
got to
about
water them
changing?
and feed them and kind of not let them take over the house. I mean,
Are you talking about changing them or just changing some of their behaviors?
Uh, Both. So, and let me add a little bit of context. So, I had a very rough childhood, and it was both um, the environment that I was in, and both my parents. And another component was my ignorance, my rebellious spirit. Um, and when God stopped me in my tracks, and I stopped rebelling, and I finally gave in, it changed my trajectory, and it created a deep yearning for um, to understand the why, the how come, and he put me because it was none of my. I don't want to take the credit because it's not anything I did, but he put me in a place where that desire only grew because I've been working in a lockdown psychiatric facility for it's going to be 7 years in June-ish, and that created. I mean, that just created the yearning went from this big to humongous, and I couldn't stop myself from devouring textbooks about clinical psychology, human behavior, and all the textbooks remember, I'm rubbing elbows with professionals that teach this stuff, and I'm like picking the brain. What textbooks did you guys read, and all that kind of stuff. And my, I, I don't think I'm even halfway there, and that yearning has not gone away. And but I do really mean it when I say I really want to change my kids into a better version of whatever that could be. I just don't know which is the best strategy because it's human beings.
When you
We're
find out, please
unique.
tell me. I have a 13, 11, and 9-year-old.
I have 5 kids between the age of 33 and 25, and it's a subtle. It's parenting is one of the most challenging, demanding, rewarding, frustrating, soul-trying things you will ever do, but it is a blessing. And Alex, lots of prayer.
Well, also my relationship with my wife.
Yeah, well, there's another one.
That is a challenge in itself, right? It's like okay, today I'm going to try to do my very best to not make her upset or to not do something dumb.
Good
That's
luck
a
with
tall
that.
order.
Yeah, you got a bunch of old guys here that are like, "Oh, Alex, we're feeling you, man."
So,
Alex, let
Nathan.
me give you a little nightmare story because I went through a divorce over the last 4 years. My divorce happened this way. I had decided to start going back to church regularly again. Well, to do that, I was going to try motivate my kids and my wife to come with me by saying, yeah, we'll go for breakfast after church if you go with me. So we're sitting at the dinner table Saturday night, and my daughter asked me, are we going to breakfast tomorrow morning? I said, well, I'm going back to church. If you guys go with me, whoever goes with me, we'll go for breakfast. My wife, right at that table, says, you continue with this. I'm going to do what I've been threatening to do. I said, I'm not going to try to stop you. She right at that table says, kids, we're getting a divorce. Who do you want to live with? My kids, she got lucky and got custody of the kids originally, primary custody during temporary. She's alienated me so bad, I got primary custody of the kids back. My kids would not say good night to me or good morning for a year solid.
wow.
Now they don't argue about going to church. They go with me. They have completely turned around. They are like my kids again, but it can be rough. And now my current one is trying to get my daughter to learn her catechism enough for confirmation, which she has coming up in May. So, but it's I feel for you. It's hard.